Hello again with the Bell Dividends channel. I'm Bell Dividends, where I talk about dividend investing and sometimes also personal finance or financial, psychological finance. The second line as a reminder that I actually use this YouTube as a reminder to improve my speaking skills. Then, as always, when talking about dividends investing, it's for educational person. It's not a personal financial advice. And whatever you buy or invest in, or whatever financial decision you make, always do your own due diligence. And if you like the video, give it a like, give it a subscribe. Now, what I'm going to talk about today is the fact that I decided to I sold STAG Industrial, and I added the proceeds with a little money that I had left to the LDGL Legal and General Global Quality Dividends ETF, and I also added slightly to Crown Castle. So now let's talk about this and why I did it. I did not sell STAG because I am bearish about STAG Industrial, but I sold it because it was only a small position in my portfolio. It was something that had been nagging on me already for maybe for a year, at least for a half year, of what I'm going to do, because my position in STAG Industrial, it was too small for my taste. I had found that if it's a position, it should be a bigger position. But at the same time, I was constantly having the feeling that I have better alternatives, even within the space that STAG Industrial is in. Like, for example, I'm now invested in WPC Carry, which is a bit more of a mix, but the main gist of what I own are like logisticals, industrials, and I believe that is the best, the better position to be in. Also as real estate in Europe. So, and this position is not yet large enough according to my taste. I also own Vesta, the Mexican industrial REIT, and there are actually a lot more. There are actually a couple of more that are on my radar that I could invest in. And then I looked at STAG, and yeah, for the foreseeable future, I do not see investing myself in STAG. Also, not in the. There just keep on better options being available, and I'm not even investing in all of these other options yet. Also not within the industrial or the warehouse REIT space. So taking everything together, I decided to divest in STAG Industrial to make my portfolio a little bit cleaner. So this makes that I'm now from 82 positions down to 81 positions. So we also have to keep that in mind. And then I've decided to add to the LNG Global Quality Dividends ETF, which is a new ETF in Europe at least, and it exists only since December or January. So it's not even a year old. And I still have it's the only ETF that I have. I still only have a very small position in LDGL, but I've decided that I want to build it up just because of the way it has been constructed. It pays a monthly dividend. It works with a metrics safeguarding for the balance sheet. It needs to have so the financial metrics of the company needs to be good in the index on which it built. It needs to be paying for already 10 years dividend. I believe it needs to be a growing dividend as well. And then it use all caps, equal weight or equal weight-ish, all caps, so large cap, mid cap, small caps of all developed markets. And then it comes to a list between 900 and 1,000 companies. Because of the way the filter has been selected, companies from the USA is only like, I don't know, 25 or 30% or something. The biggest country is Japan, with a representation of over 20%. And then you have Europe as the third biggest, or at least I think Japan is still bigger than Europe. but at a further way, this diversifies away from the USA. It also diversifies away from REITs. There's no REITs or BDCs in there because the general measurement you take to measure a balance sheet, you cannot do that with the REITs and BDCs because they have you really have their own set of stuff necessary to evaluate them with. But since I already have a large portfolio in REITs, like at present about 36% of my portfolio is in REITs, my target is actually more to 40%, so I'm currently underweight my own target. So this one is like a natural hedge also against being overweight in REITs. So that's why I want to add to my LDGL, legal and general global quality position. And then lastly, I have a small position in Crown Castle that I also want to, especially because of share price, I'm down in share price and I want to average up. So I decided to buy 10 more shares, so really a small addition. 10 more shares of Crown Castle. It's not my biggest position in the cell tower REITs. Crown Castle is a cell tower REIT. But I do have my biggest position in cell tower REITs or First Helios Towers, which is also my biggest position. And then SBAC SBAC's back, I call them. That's my second. But Crown Castle is then my third position, my smallest position, but and I'm basically positive on cell towers because I think in general there will be more data transmission, more mobile file transmission. There's a little bit of a scare in the market now with SpaceX and others satellites providing telecom services, but I think satellites cannot service urban dense or a population density region. It will play a role in desolate and remote places, but it will not compete with cell towers. It cannot compete with cell towers on really dense population. Cell towers are way more effective to that. So this is what I've done last week, and I wanted to talk about that. If you like what I've done, then give it a like and give it a subscribe. The more likes and subscribes I get, well, the bigger my channel can become, and the more you can maybe learn as well from my channel. All right, see you. I wish you a good day. Bye.